In the grand theater of life, where each character plays multiple roles, the quest for an unstoppable character remains at the heart of humanity's most enduring stories. This isn't just the story of overcoming external challenges, but a deeper narrative about mastering the internal landscapes of our minds and spirits. Through the ages, philosophy has served as a compass, guiding us through the tumultuous seas of existence toward a horizon of self-mastery and purpose. It is in this spirit that we embark on a journey to build an unstoppable character, drawing from the wellsprings of wisdom that philosophers and Stoics have left behind for us to discover. Imagine the power of becoming unstoppable, not in the sense of brute force or unbridled ambition, but as a profound inner strength that no circumstance, no setback, and no opinion can diminish. This is the essence of true power, the kind that is cultivated from within and radiates outward, influencing all aspects of your life. But where does one begin on such a quest? Our journey starts with lessons from the great philosophers and Stoics, those who have traversed the landscapes of the mind and unearthed secrets to living with indomitable will and clarity. From the Stoic teachings of Marcus Aurelius to the existential musings of Nietzsche, we unravel the threads of wisdom that weave together to form the tapestry of an unstoppable character. These are not just teachings, they are lifelines that pull us toward our higher selves, urging us to stand firm in the face of life's tempest with equanimity and resolve. Yet the path to becoming unstoppable is often walked alone. It is on the solitary paths of introspection and self-discovery that one encounters the profound lessons of the loner. The great philosophers knew this well, embracing solitude not as a curse, but as a cherished companion on the road to self-knowledge. In the silence of being alone, we find the voices of our deepest truths, learning to listen to the inner guidance that directs us toward our purpose and passion. The loner's path is not about isolation, but about finding unity with oneself, a necessary step on the journey to building an unstoppable character. In this quest for inner strength and clarity, one must also confront the chains that bind the spirit, the fear of judgment and the weight of external opinions. The courage to be disliked is a formidable armor against the arrows of criticism and rejection. It is a liberation from the tyranny of others' perceptions, a bold step into living authentically and without apology. This courage is not born out of defiance, but from a deep understanding of one's worth and the impermanence of approval. It is a statement to the world that your life is your own, and your path will not be swayed by the fleeting judgments of others. But what of laziness, that siren that lulls the will to slumber and dims the fire of ambition? Overcoming laziness is not merely about cultivating discipline, but about finding a philosophy of purpose that ignites the soul. This is where the concept of ikigai, the Japanese philosophy of finding one's reason for being, becomes a beacon of motivation. Ikigai lies at the intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. It is the guiding star that leads us to a life of activity and purpose, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary and the lethargic into the vibrant. Building an unstoppable character is a journey of transcending limitations, both internal and external. It is about forging a spirit that is resilient in the face of adversity, compassionate in the realm of solitude, courageous in the shadow of judgment, and purposeful amidst the temptations of inertia. This journey is not for the faint-hearted, but for those who dare to dream, to question, and to strive for a life of depth and meaning. As we navigate this path, let us draw inspiration from the philosophers and Stoics who have lit the way, understanding that the quest for an unstoppable character is not a destination, but a way of being. It is a continuous process of becoming, of peeling away the layers of fear, doubt, and complacency to reveal the luminous core of our true selves. In this guide to building an unstoppable character through philosophy, we are not merely seeking answers, but learning to ask the right questions. We are not just pursuing success, but striving for significance. And we are not just aiming to live, but to live well, with intention, wisdom, and an unquenchable thirst for growth. Imagine facing life's greatest challenges with a spirit that refuses to be defeated. A character so robust that every setback becomes a setup for a comeback, a demeanor so composed that even chaos seems to bow before it. What does it mean to possess such an unstoppable nature? Is it a relentless drive that propels us towards our goals? The quiet strength to stand firm in the face of adversity? Or perhaps a mindset crafted through the diligent work of self-mastery? Throughout history, philosophers have pondered the essence of an indomitable spirit. They've left us a legacy that transcends the boundaries of time and culture, a blueprint for building a character that can withstand the vicissitudes of life. Today, we peel back the layers of this timeless wisdom to explore the philosophical roots of character building. The very notion of character has been the subject of much debate and contemplation. The ancients believed character was a form of excellence, achievable through virtue and ethical living. It was Aristotle who spoke of virtues as means to achieve eudaimonia, a state of being that embodies the best possible life for a human. Stoics like Epictetus and Seneca taught us about the power of inner freedom and resilience, while philosophers like Nietzsche challenged us to forge our own path in the face of life's inherent meaninglessness. In our modern era, we often equate being unstoppable with success or power. But in the rich narratives of philosophy, literature, and history, being unstoppable is not about what one achieves, but rather how one persists. It's about the relentless pursuit of virtue in spite of life's inevitable trials. It's about the unwavering commitment to one's own principles in the chaos of existence. It's about the quiet, steadfast defiance against the torrent of life's challenges. But why should we care about these voices from the past? Because the challenges faced by Socrates, the doubts entertained by Marcus Aurelius, the individualism championed by Emerson, these are not so different from our own. In their struggles and their victories, we find timeless strategies for building the fortress of our character. Learning from historical figures in philosophy and literature is not a mere academic exercise. It's an act of engaging with the greatest minds who ever lived, of understanding the principles they lived by, and of applying this profound knowledge to cultivate an inner strength that remains unshaken by the ebbs and flows of fortune. By standing on the shoulders of these intellectual giants, we gain a vantage point from which to view our own lives. We learn from Nietzsche the importance of embracing life's struggles with passion. From Emerson, we understand the value of self-reliance. From the Stoics, we acquire the wisdom of discipline and the power of differentiating between what is in our control and what is not. As we embark on this exploration of becoming unstoppable, let's not seek mere inspiration, but transformation. Let's not just look for answers, but for the right questions. Let's not just adopt philosophies, but adapt them to the fabric of our daily lives. With each philosopher's insight, we gain a tool, a perspective, a weapon with which to carve our path through the dense forest of existence. Today, let's begin this journey together, not just to learn what it means to be unstoppable, but to take the first steps in actually becoming it. Friedrich Nietzsche stands as a colossus in the landscape of philosophical thought, casting long shadows over notions of strength, struggle, and the indomitable will. Nietzsche's exploration of the human condition was not a gentle contemplation, but a vigorous challenge to the very foundations upon which traditional morality was built. He saw the human spirit not as something to be tamed, but as a wild and powerful force to be harnessed. For Nietzsche, the concept of the will to power is central. It is not merely a thirst for dominance or a craving for authority over others. It is, at its core, a fundamental drive to reach the fullest potential of one's being. He believed that all of life is an expression of this will, a desire not just to survive but to expand, to create, to become more. Struggle, therefore, is not an obstacle to this will but a means by which it is realized and expressed. In Nietzsche's eyes, to embrace the struggle is to affirm life itself. With all its pain, suffering, and uncertainty, it is to say yes to existence, to take upon oneself the task of carving out a path through the wilderness of life. To do this, Nietzsche presents us with the concept of amor fati, love of one's fate. This love is not passive resignation, but an active embrace of all that life throws our way, the good, the bad, and the inevitably complex. It is a celebration of life's experiences as the artisan's clay, as the raw materials from which we sculpt our character. Applying this idea to our contemporary existence calls for a radical re-evaluation of our challenges. The stress of a demanding job, the pain of a personal loss, the frustration of failed plans, these are not merely trials to endure, but opportunities to assert the will to power, to reaffirm our commitment to personal growth, and to exercise our capacity for resilience. In practical terms, amor fati transforms our approach to everyday life. Instead of evading or begrudging the inevitable adversities, we can meet them head-on with a spirit of creativity and vigor. The setbacks in our personal and professional lives become moments not of lament but of potential. When a project at work collapses, instead of succumbing to defeat, we can look for the lessons in that failure, finding ways to rebuild our approach. When we face personal hardship, we can search within it for the strength we didn't know we had, to emerge not just intact but enhanced. Moreover, this philosophy has profound implications for our collective life. In a world often fractured by strife and competition, it offers an alternative vision, a society that sees struggle not as a source of division, but as a universal experience that can unite us in pursuit of greater goals. It encourages us to view the challenges of our time not as insurmountable obstacles, but as catalysts for innovation, cooperation, and progress. To live with amor fati is to live with a certain kind of optimism, an optimism not rooted in the naivety that life is without difficulty, but in the robust conviction that we have the power to weave those difficulties into the larger tapestry of our lives in meaningful and transformative ways. It is to recognize that in the crucible of challenge, we are given the chance to test our mettle, to refine our souls, and to emerge as individuals who are not only unstoppable, but unceasingly evolving. By integrating Nietzsche's teachings into our lives, we embrace a radical form of self-empowerment. We become artists of existence, authors of our fate, and architects of a character that can stand unshaken amid the storms of chance and change. This is the ultimate exercise of the will to power, not conquering for the sake of conquest, but for the profound purpose of becoming who we are meant to be. As we continue our journey through the philosophy of character, let us carry with us this Nietzschean insight, that in the tapestry of our lives, every thread of struggle is intertwined with the possibility of growth, that every moment of hardship bears the seed of an emergent strength, and that in the heart of every challenge lies the potential for an unstoppable character. In the end, Nietzsche challenges us not just to withstand the onslaught of life's struggles, but to welcome them, to greet them with a resolute smile and an open heart, to dance with them in a celebration of life's unfathomable depth and richness. This is the path to becoming unstoppable, a path not of avoidance but of engagement, not of weakness but of profound, unwavering strength. Ralph Waldo Emerson has left an indelible mark on the fabric of American thought through his essay Self-Reliance. With a pen dipped in the ink of individualism, Emerson crafted a treatise that echoes with the call for personal integrity and the importance of self-trust. Emerson's Self-Reliance is not merely an essay. It is a clarion call to break free from the shackles of societal expectations and to cultivate a life of personal authenticity. Emerson challenges us to look inward for guidance and to trust our own intuition above the din of external opinion. He argues that there is a divine spark within each of us, an inner voice that guides us towards our true purpose. This voice, this profound sense of self, is what we must rely on to navigate the complexities of life. To Emerson, the individual is not a mere cog in the social wheel, but a singular entity, capable of extraordinary insights and boundless creativity. The heart of Emerson's philosophy lies in maintaining personal integrity. This integrity is not a rigid adherence to moral dogma, but a flexible, living principle that evolves with our understanding and experiences. It's about being true to one's own nature, even when it goes against the grain of convention. It means valuing our own perspectives, even when they stand in stark contrast to the chorus of the crowd. In our journey to become unstoppable, Emersonian self-reliance offers a roadmap. It suggests that to build an indomitable character, one must cultivate an unwavering trust in oneself. This trust is not the product of arrogance, but the offspring of deep self-awareness. It requires a relentless questioning of received wisdom, a boldness to chart our own course, and the courage to stand alone if necessary. To develop this kind of self-reliance, one must start by understanding oneself. Engaging in introspection, journaling, meditation, or any practice that fosters self-knowledge is key. It is in the quiet moments of reflection that we can hear Emerson's aboriginal self whispering its wisdom to us. It is also through the challenges we face that we can test and reinforce our trust in our own capacities. Each time we overcome an obstacle by relying on our inner resources, we strengthen our self-reliance. Furthermore, Emerson urges us to embrace our uniqueness, our quirks, and our eccentricities. The journey to becoming unstoppable is not about conforming to a mold, but about shattering it. It is about recognizing that what we have to offer cannot be replicated, for it is born of our individual experiences, insights, and creative sparks. In the modern world, where there is often a high value placed on social conformity and a fear of standing out, Emerson's words ring out as a potent reminder of the power of the individual. Self-reliance also extends to our capacity to rely on our own resources, intellectual, emotional, and material. In a society where dependency on systems, institutions, and external validations is commonplace, Emerson's philosophy prompts us to develop independence. This might involve learning new skills that allow for self-sufficiency, making decisions that are aligned with personal values rather than societal pressures, or finding contentment within oneself instead of seeking it from external accolades. However, Emerson is not advocating for a life of isolation. Instead, he envisions a community of self-reliant individuals, each bringing their unique strengths and insights to the collective table. Such a community would be unstoppable in its progress, for it would be built on the solid foundation of individuals who are true to themselves and who encourage others to do the same. In suggesting ways to apply Emerson's principles to our lives, we might start by taking small but firm steps towards self-reliance. It could be as simple as making a decision without seeking the approval of others, or as significant as taking a stand for a belief that might be unpopular. It might mean choosing a path that is less traveled but more in tune with one's deepest convictions. To walk in Emerson's footsteps on the path to becoming unstoppable is to walk in the direction of self-trust, integrity, and authenticity. It is a path that asks not for external validation, but for internal fortitude. It is a journey that calls not for the faint of heart, but for the bold in spirit. And on this path, we forge not just a character of resilience, but a life of profound meaning and unparalleled originality. As we continue to weave through the tapestry of thoughts from those who have sought to define the essence of an unstoppable character, let us take Emerson's message to heart. Let us recognize that the journey to becoming unstoppable is in fact a journey of becoming more deeply ourselves. It is in the garden of self-reliance that the flowers of our most profound achievements and our most enduring strengths bloom. Marcus Aurelius, the last of the 5 good emperors, stands as a paragon of the philosophy he practiced. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in virtue, reason, and self-control, finds one of its highest expressions in his timeless work, Meditations. Composed as a series of personal writings and reflections, Meditations offers profound insights into the discipline of action and thought, which are as relevant today as they were in the 2nd century. At the heart of Aurelius's teachings is the principle that we have control over our minds and can be undisturbed by external events if we maintain discipline in our thinking. For Aurelius, discipline is not just an abstract virtue, but a daily practice, a way of life that anchors both action and thought. He teaches us that an unstoppable character is not one that never faces obstacles, but one that maintains composure and purpose despite them. A disciplined mind, according to Aurelius, recognizes that thoughts shape reality and that self-mastery is the highest form of power. He suggests that we must guard our thoughts with vigilance, for they have the potential to either enslave or liberate us. By adopting a disciplined approach to our thinking, we can maintain equanimity in the face of life's vicissitudes. To cultivate such discipline, Aurelius advises us to start each day by preparing for the challenges ahead, anticipating the difficulties we may encounter, and resolving to maintain our composure and virtue regardless of the circumstances. He recommends a habit of self-reflection where we examine our actions and motives at the end of each day, learning from our mistakes and reinforcing our commitment to our principles. The practice of discipline in action, for Aurelius, is equally essential. He asserts that our actions must be purposeful and aligned with our inner values. The discipline of action involves doing the right thing, even when it is difficult, maintaining our integrity, and performing our duties with diligence and care. This kind of discipline requires us to be present in the moment, fully engaged with our tasks, and not distracted by trivialities. To build habits that support an unstoppable character, Aurelius recommends setting a clear intention for what we wish to achieve and aligning our actions with this intention. This means being deliberate in our choices, not leaving our actions to chance or whimsy. It also means being steadfast in our efforts, not swayed by immediate gratification or fleeting desires. Moreover, mental practices such as meditation and visualization can be powerful tools in developing the discipline of thought. By regularly visualizing ourselves acting with composure and purpose, we can reinforce the mental pathways that lead to disciplined action. Meditation, too, can help us cultivate a centeredness and calm that remains unshaken by external events. Aurelius's concept of synergy between thought and action is another critical aspect of building an unstoppable character. He emphasizes that thought and action are not separate. They feed into each other. Disciplined action reinforces disciplined thought and vice versa. Each good deed and each virtuous thought echoes in the chambers of the soul, building a resonance of character that can withstand the trials of life. Furthermore, Aurelius teaches us about the impermanence of external circumstances. By reminding ourselves that all is ephemeral, we can maintain perspective on our challenges and not be overwhelmed by them. This perspective instills in us a kind of mental fortitude that is untroubled by the prospect of failure or the allure of success. We become unstoppable not because we do not encounter resistance, but because our commitment to our path remains unwavering in the face of it. Discipline, as taught by Marcus Aurelius, is thus a kind of inner citadel. It is a fortress within which the character resides, unassailable by the chaos of the external world. It is the force that guides us through the storm without losing direction, the inner compass that points steadfastly towards our true north. In applying these Stoic principles to our lives, we can start by identifying the values that are most important to us and making a commitment to live by them. We can create routines that nurture our physical, mental, and emotional well-being, providing a stable foundation for disciplined thought and action. We can also seek out communities and environments that support our commitment to discipline, surrounding ourselves with reminders of the path we have chosen. As we continue to explore the philosophies that shape an unstoppable character, let us reflect on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Let his meditations serve as a guide for our own, and let the discipline he espoused be the bedrock upon which we build our unshakable selves. Our journey does not end here, for each philosopher's vision offers unique facets to the gem of character we seek to polish. As we weave their insights into the narrative of our own lives, we come ever closer to embodying the unstoppable spirit they championed, an enduring testament to the power of the human will when guided by wisdom, discipline, and the courage to look within. Lucius Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, statesman, and playwright, held a particularly insightful view of adversity that can dramatically shift our approach to life's inevitable challenges. His writings provide a manual for developing an unstoppable character by transforming the way we perceive and interact with hardships. Seneca's perspective on adversity is profoundly counterintuitive. He suggests that we should welcome challenges as we would a friend, for they come bearing gifts, the opportunity for growth, strength, and self-discovery. He writes, "Fire tests gold, suffering tests brave men." It is through the heat of adversity that the metal of our character is tested and our resilience is forged. The notion that challenges can be used to build a stronger character is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Seneca believed that life's difficulties are not merely to be endured, but to be used as tools for the building of one's inner fortress. It is through facing and overcoming obstacles that we develop the virtues of courage, patience, and endurance. To cultivate this mindset, Seneca advises us to alter our relationship with adversity. Instead of perceiving obstacles as insurmountable barriers, we can choose to see them as hurdles that are surmountable and even essential for progress. The strategy here is to reframe our perspective, to view adversity not as a detour on our life's journey, but as an integral part of the path itself. One effective way to reframe obstacles is through the practice of voluntary discomfort. By deliberately placing ourselves in challenging situations, whether it's through public speaking, physical exercise, or any activity outside our comfort zone, we inoculate ourselves against the fear of future adversity. These self-imposed challenges act as a training ground for our spirit. Much like an athlete trains their body, preparing us for the larger trials that life will inevitably present. Seneca also encourages the practice of reflection in the face of adversity. When confronted with hardship, instead of reacting impulsively with frustration or despair, we can take a moment to reflect on the situation. This reflection can involve asking ourselves what virtues can be practiced in this moment, what lessons can be learned, and how we can respond in a way that aligns with our highest values. Another strategy Seneca suggests is to draw upon the wisdom of the past, to look to historical figures who have faced and overcome great challenges. By studying their lives and learning how they dealt with adversity, we can find inspiration and guidance for our own situations. This is not merely an academic exercise, but a process of drawing upon the collective human experience to find strength and wisdom. Furthermore, Seneca advocates for a deep appreciation of the transitory nature of life's troubles. By understanding that all hardships are softened by time, we can foster a sense of patience and endurance. The knowledge that adversity is not permanent can help us to maintain our composure and keep our struggles in perspective. In addition to these philosophical strategies, Seneca recommends practical actions that can help in building an unstoppable character. Cultivating a network of supportive relationships, for instance, can provide both comfort and advice when facing difficulties. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle with regular exercise and a balanced diet can also strengthen our physical resilience, which in turn supports our mental and emotional fortitude. Lastly, Seneca's thoughts on adversity remind us to focus on what adversity teaches us about our own capacities. Each challenge we overcome is a testament to our capabilities and a confirmation of our potential for growth. It's crucial to take time after each obstacle to reflect on what we have learned about ourselves, our strengths, weaknesses, and the boundless possibilities of our personal development. Through the lens of Seneca's wisdom, adversity is reimagined, not as a foe to be feared, but as a sage that challenges us to evolve. It is a powerful force that can either defeat us or lead us to greater heights, depending on our response. In the process of confronting and mastering adversity, we craft ourselves into individuals of indomitable spirit, into characters truly unstoppable. By embracing Seneca's teachings, we ensure that our journey through life is not defined by the hardships we encounter, but by the strength and grace with which we surmount them. Epictetus, born into slavery and later achieving his freedom, emerges from the annals of history as one of the most practical philosophers of antiquity. His teachings are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a guide to unyielding strength of character. At the core of his philosophy is the dichotomy of control, a concept that delineates the boundary between what is in our power and what is not. Epictetus, in his Enchiridion, crystallizes the essence of this concept by stating, "Some things are in our control and others not." It's a simple yet profound maxim that forms the bedrock of Stoic tranquility and effectiveness. According to Epictetus, an unstoppable character is not one that attempts to control the uncontrollable, but rather one that masters what lies within their domain, their perceptions, intentions, and actions. The importance of this philosophy in contemporary life cannot be overstated. In a world brimming with uncertainty and factors beyond our control, the dichotomy of control serves as a compass that helps us navigate through the chaos. By focusing our energy on our own actions, choices, and attitudes, we conserve our mental and emotional resources and channel them towards constructive change. For modern implementation, consider the professional who faces a sudden downturn in the market. While the market's movements remain outside their control, their response does not. They can choose to lament the unfairness of circumstance or they can focus on adapting their strategies, learning new skills, and finding creative solutions within their control. Another example is found in personal relationships. We cannot control how others behave or feel, but we can control our responses. When faced with conflict or misunderstanding, the application of Epictetus' teaching would have us look inward, managing our own emotions and reactions, thereby maintaining our composure and integrity. Furthermore, this mindset can be applied to self-improvement. While we may not have control over our innate talents, we do have control over the effort we put into developing them. The student who may not grasp a subject as quickly as peers can choose to dedicate additional study time, seek help, or discover alternative learning methods. The focus remains on the actionable steps within one's power. But how do we discern what is within our control and what is not? This discernment itself is a skill that can be honed through reflection, mindfulness, and practice. By asking ourselves whether we can change, influence, or affect the outcome of a situation, we can identify where our energies will be most effectively spent. Epictetus also reminds us that acceptance of what we cannot control is not a passive resignation, but an active engagement with reality. It is the acknowledgement that there are elements of existence that simply are as they are. This acceptance liberates us from the frustration of trying to change the unchangeable and directs us towards the fertile ground of our own agency. In the quest to become unstoppable, one might employ daily practices that reinforce this Stoic mindset. Journaling can be a powerful tool where one reflects on the day's events and identifies what was and was not within their control. Mindfulness and meditation also serve to center the mind, cultivating an awareness that can distinguish between futile worry over the uncontrollable and effective action within one's power. One might also engage in premeditatio malorum, another Stoic exercise where one anticipates potential challenges and prepares mentally for them. By envisioning difficulties, one can practice responding with equanimity and focus on what they can influence, rather than being overwhelmed by unforeseen circumstances. To further imbue one's character with the fortitude of Epictetus' teachings, it is valuable to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Rather than shying away from difficult situations or complaining about them, we can see them as arenas in which to exercise our control over our reactions and decisions. It is in the heat of adversity that the steel of our resolve is tested and our capacity for control is expanded. In our contemporary lives, the dichotomy of control can also be a guiding principle in goal setting and time management. By concentrating on our own efforts and setting realistic, achievable goals, we foster a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Time management becomes a reflection of our priorities, where we invest our most valuable resource, time, into what we can control and what aligns with our values and objectives. The integration of Epictetus' philosophy into our daily lives can be transformative. It can alter our relationship with failure and success, redefine our understanding of influence, and reshape our very identities. By relinquishing the illusion of control over the vast machinery of the world and honing our mastery over our own will and action, we become architects of our own fate. We become in essence unstoppable, not by ensuring that every external circumstance bends to our will, but by bending ourselves to the reality of our circumstances and wielding our will with precision and wisdom. We cannot control the wind, but we can adjust our sails. It is in this adjustment that our journey towards becoming unstoppable lies. Epictetus' lessons are deceptively simple yet infinitely deep. They call us not to a life of ease, but to one of meaningful challenge, a life where the true scope of our influence is both recognized and realized. As we continue on our path, we carry with us the Stoic wisdom that the ultimate power lies in our response to the world around us, in the steady beat of a heart that knows its own strength, and in the calm mind that finds serenity, not by staring down the storm, but by trusting in its own ability to endure it. In the light of Epictetus's enduring wisdom, we find the clarity to focus on our actions, the courage to release the uncontrollable, and the insight to understand that in this interplay between acceptance and action, the character of the unstoppable is forged. It is a journey that each of us can embark upon, a path that beckons with the promise of personal freedom and the power that comes from within. Socrates, the classical Greek philosopher, wielded his dialogues as a surgeon's scalpel, dissecting the superficial layers of societal norms to reveal the underlying truths of human existence. The Socratic method, his legacy, is a form of cooperative argumentative dialogue that stimulates critical thinking and draws out underlying presuppositions. This method was not merely pedagogical, it was a tool for the deepest kind of self-exploration and self-knowledge, which Socrates held to be the most significant pursuit of human life. Know thyself was the dictum inscribed at the temple of Apollo at Delphi, and it was a maxim that Socrates lived by and promoted fervently. He believed that understanding oneself is the key to wisdom and the foundation of a strong character. To Socrates, an unexamined life was not worth living, for it was through the process of examination that one could achieve the highest virtues and live a life of genuine happiness and fulfillment. For Socrates, self-knowledge was more than introspection. It was an understanding of one's role in the cosmos, one's limitations, strengths, desires, and above all, one's ignorance. By acknowledging our ignorance, we open the door to true knowledge. This radical self-awareness leads to self-mastery as one becomes less swayed by external influences and more guided by an understanding of one's true nature and values. The Socratic approach to self-examination involves questioning our beliefs and values, probing their origins, and testing their consistency. To become unstoppable, one must be willing to face the discomfort of challenging deeply held beliefs and the humility to admit when one is wrong. This level of self-awareness allows for the development of a character that is not only strong, but also adaptable and open to growth. Self-awareness, according to Socrates, also extends to recognizing the power of our own will and choice. It is through self-knowledge that we come to understand that we are the agents of our own lives, responsible for our decisions and actions. With this knowledge, we can align our actions with our principles, leading to a congruent and authentic life. Moreover, Socrates' pursuit of self-knowledge was intertwined with his commitment to living a virtuous life. He argued that knowledge is inherently tied to virtue, implying that the more we understand ourselves, the better we can live virtuously. Self-knowledge then becomes not only a personal asset, but a moral imperative. But how can we apply Socratic self-knowledge to become unstoppable in our contemporary lives? The Socratic method itself offers a clue. By engaging in dialogue with others who challenge our ideas, we are forced to clarify our thoughts and beliefs. This dialectic process can be applied internally as well, through journaling or meditation, where we engage in a dialogue with ourselves, questioning our motives, goals, and the alignment of our actions with our values. Another application of Socratic self-knowledge is in decision-making. With a clear understanding of our values and principles, we can make choices that are not only effective but also reflect who we are at our core. This coherence between values and action grants us the confidence and resolve to move through life's obstacles with a steady hand. In the modern era, where constant stimulation and external validation can cloud our self-perception, the Socratic emphasis on self-knowledge is more relevant than ever. It calls us to turn inward, away from the noise, and to seek the truth of our being. It invites us to cultivate a relationship with ourselves, to become intimate with our thoughts, feelings, and desires. The pursuit of self-knowledge also serves as a compass in times of uncertainty. When we are sure of who we are and what we stand for, we can navigate life's complexities with a sense of purpose and direction. This internal compass is what makes a person unstoppable, not because they never face challenges, but because they are unwavering in their sense of self through those challenges. In essence, the power of self-knowledge as advocated by Socrates is the power to live deliberately and authentically. It is the recognition that the wellspring of an unstoppable character is not found in external accolades or achievements, but in the quiet depths of introspective wisdom. It is here, in the sanctum of self, that we cultivate the strength, the clarity, and the conviction to live life on our own terms, unassailable in our journey towards the highest expressions of human potential. Socrates' contribution to the concept of an unstoppable character lies in the profound understanding that the pursuit of self-knowledge is the most important journey a person can undertake. It is a journey that does not end with mere reflection, but extends into every facet of living, demanding a consistency of thought, word, and deed that is the hallmark of a life well lived and a character truly unstoppable. The journey to cultivating an unstoppable character is not a sprint. It is a marathon without a finish line, a continuous process of growth, challenge, and reflection. Each philosopher and author we've discussed offers unique insights that contribute to the tapestry of an indomitable spirit. From Nietzsche's fiery proclamation to embrace life's struggles with amor fati, to Emerson's resolute call for self-reliance, each provides a thread in the fabric of character. Nietzsche challenges us to not only accept our fates, but to love them, to see each moment of adversity as a step towards the summit of our personal excellence. Emerson, with equal vigor, champions the cause of individualism, nudging us towards the strength that comes from trusting in our inner voice and moral compass. Marcus Aurelius, with his meditations, provides a Stoic blueprint for discipline in both action and thought, instilling in us the serenity that comes from self-control and purposeful living. Epictetus, his philosophical kin, arms us with the dichotomy of control, teaching us to invest our energies wisely into that which we can influence while cultivating acceptance for what lies beyond our grasp. Seneca's contemplations on adversity offer a reframing of life's trials, urging us to transform obstacles into opportunities for growth, and to recognize that true progress often comes dressed in the garb of misfortune. Socrates, the archetype of the philosophical life, summons us to the rigorous and rewarding task of self-examination, the cornerstone of personal development and virtuous living. Each of these great minds contributes to a holistic view of character building, one that acknowledges the complexities and contradictions inherent in the human condition. They remind us that developing an unstoppable character is an ever-evolving endeavor, one that requires patience, persistence, and a hearty appetite for life's vast array of experiences. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us not see it as an ending but as a call to action. The wisdom of these philosophers and authors is not meant to be passively consumed, but actively engaged with. It is an invitation to incorporate their teachings into the fabric of our daily lives, to test their principles against the measure of our personal experiences, and to mold their insights into tools that serve our unique purposes. We are urged to embrace the philosophical practice, not as an academic exercise, but as a living, breathing part of our existence. To question like Socrates, to endure like Seneca, to discipline our thoughts and actions like Marcus Aurelius, to focus our energies like Epictetus, to love our fate like Nietzsche, and to trust ourselves like Emerson. In conclusion, the creation of an unstoppable character is an art form where life itself is the canvas and our actions the brushstrokes. It is a pursuit that is intensely personal yet universally resonant, a commitment that is challenging yet profoundly rewarding. As we venture forth, let us carry the wisdom of these timeless thinkers, not as burdens, but as lanterns in the dark, guiding us towards our own inner light. And so, I invite you, the viewer, to step into the arena of your life with these teachings as your armor and your guide. Reflect upon them, challenge them, apply them, and in doing so, forge the unyielding character that is uniquely yours. Make the conscious choice to grow, to evolve, to expand your potential. And in this lifelong endeavor, may you find not only the strength to overcome, but the joy in the journey of becoming truly unstoppable. In the realm of constant connectivity and endless social interaction, the concept of solitude often carries an air of mystery and apprehension. Yet, it is in these quiet moments of seclusion that some of the most profound insights into self-improvement and personal growth are found. This exploration delves deep into the heart of solitude, not as a mere absence of company, but as a rich, introspective journey guided by the wisdom of history's greatest minds in philosophy and psychology. Solitude, a state often misinterpreted as loneliness or isolation, holds a profound potential for self-discovery. Away from the distractions and influences of a bustling world, it offers a unique clarity and a mirror reflecting our deepest selves. This journey is not one of desolation, but a pathway to understanding, peace, and inner strength. Throughout history, solitude has been a choice of the wise and the insightful. Philosophers and psychologists, in their quest for understanding, often turned away from the noise of society to listen to the quieter voices within. These moments of solitude were not escapes, but deep dives into the very essence of human existence, leading to groundbreaking ideas and theories that have shaped our understanding of the human psyche. This exploration is not just about solitude as an abstract concept, but as a lived experience through the perspectives of renowned thinkers. We traverse the psychological landscapes of Carl Jung, who sought understanding in the shadowed corners of the human mind. We walk alongside Friedrich Nietzsche, who found in solitude the strength for self-ownership and individualism. We also step into the Stoic tranquility of Marcus Aurelius, where solitude becomes a space for reflection and maintaining inner harmony. The existential perspectives of Albert Camus and Rollo May shed light on how solitude can be a battleground for confronting life's inherent absurdities and personal anxieties. In our modern world, where solitude is often drowned out by the constant buzz of technology, rediscovering its value is more important than ever. It's in these moments of silence and separation from the digital chatter that we can truly hear our own voice and tap into a deeper sense of self. This journey through the insights of famous philosophers and psychologists aims to redefine solitude. It is an exploration of how solitary experiences, far from being a state of loneliness, can be transformative, empowering, and enlightening. By understanding and embracing the lessons from these solitary wanderers, we open the door to a world of self-reflection, peace, and profound personal growth. As we embark on this exploration, we invite you to reconsider the role of solitude in your own life. Whether you find solace in your moments alone or face them with apprehension, there is wisdom to be gleaned from those who have walked this path before. Let's uncover the hidden lessons of solitude and in doing so perhaps discover unexplored aspects of ourselves. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Carl Gustav Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, introduced the world to profound concepts that revolutionized the understanding of the human psyche. His teachings provide a valuable framework for our exploration of solitude as a tool for self-improvement and personal growth. Jung's fascination with the human mind led him to the depths of the unconscious, a realm he believed held the key to understanding our innermost selves. Unlike his contemporary Sigmund Freud, who viewed the unconscious primarily as a storehouse of repressed desires and unfulfilled wishes, Jung saw it as a rich tapestry of symbols, archetypes, and collective memories. He argued that our conscious minds are just the tip of an iceberg, with the vast majority of our psyche residing in this unseen, unexplored underwater portion. The concept of the shadow stands out in his work. He described the shadow as the darker, often neglected part of our personality, consisting of repressed weaknesses, instincts, and desires. Everyone possesses this shadow side, and it is only by acknowledging and confronting it that one can achieve wholeness. This confrontation is not about eradicating the shadow, but about integrating it. He believed that by facing our darker aspects, we could learn from them, and in doing so, embark on a journey towards self-realization. For Jung, solitude was not a mere withdrawal from the world, but an opportunity to engage in a deep and meaningful dialogue with oneself. In the silence away from societal expectations and distractions, we can hear the whispers of our unconscious mind, beckoning us to explore and understand the mysteries locked within. Solitude provides the perfect setting for this exploration, offering a space where the conscious and unconscious can meet, interact, and reconcile. This process of introspection and self-analysis, however, is not without its challenges. It requires courage to face the aspects of ourselves we have long ignored or hidden away. It involves sifting through memories, emotions, and thoughts, some of which may be uncomfortable or even painful. But as Jung famously said, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. This awakening is the ultimate reward of the solitary journey inward, a clearer, more profound understanding of who we are and what drives us. Jung's methodology for integrating the shadow involves acknowledging its existence and then understanding its nature. This process, known as shadow work, can be facilitated by various techniques such as dream analysis, active imagination, and personal reflection. By engaging in these practices, especially in moments of solitude, we can begin to unravel the complexities of our shadow selves. The integration of the shadow is a crucial step toward achieving what Jung termed individuation, the process of becoming an individual, a unified whole. This is not a journey towards perfection, but towards completeness. It involves recognizing and accepting all aspects of oneself, both good and bad, light and dark. Solitude in this context serves as a nurturing ground for this integration, providing the time and space necessary for deep self-reflection and personal growth. Jung's approach to solitude as a transformative experience aligns with his broader views on personal development. He believed that within each individual lies the potential for profound change and growth. Solitude acts as a catalyst for this transformation, allowing us to dive into the depths of our being and emerge with a greater sense of self-awareness and understanding. The key lesson from his teachings is the importance of embracing solitude not as a retreat from the world, but as an active engagement with our inner selves. It is in these moments of quiet introspection that we can confront our shadows, integrate them, and move towards a more authentic and complete version of ourselves. As we continue on this journey, exploring the path of the loner, we carry with us Jung's wisdom on the importance of introspection and the power of facing one's inner self. His teachings remind us that solitude can be a profound experience, filled with opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. In the words of Jung, looking inside is not just a path to awakening, it is an adventure into the very core of our being, revealing truths about ourselves that we might never have known otherwise. The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher of the late 19th century, is often associated with radical ideas that pushed against the prevailing moral and philosophical boundaries of his time. One of the central tenets of Nietzsche's philosophy is the importance of individualism and the strength that comes from embracing solitude. He championed the idea of the Übermensch, or overman, an individual who transcends the conventional boundaries and norms imposed by society. To him, the journey towards becoming an Übermensch is intrinsically linked with the willingness to stand alone, to detach oneself from the herd mentality that dominates much of human existence. He saw solitude not as a state of loneliness, but as a state of freedom, where one could break free from societal expectations and discover their true potential. For Nietzsche, solitude is where one confronts the most profound questions of existence, far away from the distractions and influences of society. It is in this space of isolation that individuals have the opportunity to challenge themselves, to question their beliefs and values, and to forge a unique identity and purpose. Nietzsche's perspective on solitude is not just about physical aloneness, it is also about mental and philosophical independence. He believed that to truly find oneself and achieve greatness, one must be willing to stand apart, to think differently, and to take the path less traveled. This often means facing loneliness and fear, as he poignantly notes in his quote, "The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." In Nietzsche's philosophy, embracing solitude is essential for self-discovery and personal growth. He saw the journey into solitude as a crucible, a challenging process that tests and refines an individual's character. It's through this process that one can shed societal conditioning and rediscover their innate strengths and desires. Nietzsche's encouragement to embrace solitude also involves embracing suffering and struggle. He believed that overcoming difficulties and enduring loneliness are what forge a strong, independent character. This process of self-overcoming is central to Nietzsche's idea of personal development. It is through facing and conquering our inner challenges that we grow and evolve. His call to solitude is ultimately a call to authenticity. In his view, only by stepping away from the crowd and facing oneself in the stillness of solitude can an individual truly come to know and express their authentic self. This authenticity is not just about self-knowledge, it's about the freedom to create oneself, to live according to one's own values and desires rather than those imposed by society. This path is not easy. He recognized that solitude could be a daunting and sometimes painful experience. However, he also believed that it is in these moments of struggle and isolation that we find our greatest strengths and our most profound truths. Solitude, in his philosophy, is a transformative force, a necessary condition for those who seek to live a life of depth, purpose, and authenticity. Friedrich Nietzsche's exploration of solitude challenges us to rethink our relationship with ourselves and the world around us. His philosophy invites us to step into the unknown territories of our minds, to question, to seek, and to grow. It encourages us to see solitude not as a burden, but as an opportunity for profound self-discovery and personal growth. As we continue our journey through the perspectives of great thinkers on the path of the loner, Nietzsche's words resonate with a powerful message. Embracing solitude is not just about being alone, it's about owning yourself, discovering your true potential, and living a life of authenticity and purpose. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Moving on from the profound insights of Friedrich Nietzsche, we delve into the existential philosophy of Albert Camus, a thinker who explored the depths of human existence and its inherent absurdities. A French-Algerian philosopher and writer, offered a unique perspective on life, solitude, and the human condition. Albert Camus is best known for his philosophy of the absurd, a concept that seeks to understand the human quest for meaning in a seemingly indifferent, chaotic universe. Camus argued that life is inherently devoid of meaning, and that our relentless search for purpose in a meaningless world is what creates the absurd condition. However, rather than viewing this realization as a cause for despair, Camus saw it as an opportunity for personal liberation and rebellion. In his seminal works, such as The Myth of Sisyphus and The Stranger, Camus illustrated the absurdity of human life through characters who confront the meaningless nature of existence. He proposed that when we acknowledge life's inherent absurdity, we are faced with three choices: suicide, a leap of faith, embracing religious or philosophical beliefs that provide artificial meaning, or acceptance and rebellion. Camus advocated for the latter, urging individuals to embrace the absurd and live with it, rather than seeking escape. For him, embracing the absurdity of existence means accepting that life may not have a grand universal meaning or purpose. This acceptance does not lead to nihilism or despair, but rather to a profound sense of freedom. In the face of an absurd world, individuals are free to create their own meaning, to define their own values, and to live according to their own terms. This perspective places a significant emphasis on personal autonomy and individual experience. In solitude, away from societal pressures and collective beliefs, one can confront the absurdity of life more directly and authentically. Solitude becomes a space for reflection, for questioning, and for understanding the absurd condition of human existence. The key lesson from Camus' philosophy is the discovery of personal strength in the solitary struggle against the absurd. Camus believed that it is in our confrontation with life's inherent meaninglessness that we find our greatest potential for growth and resilience. He saw this struggle not as a passive resignation, but as an active rebellion against the absurdity of existence. In solitude, we are not distracted by the false comforts and illusions offered by society. We can face the absurd directly and forge our own path. This process requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront the most fundamental questions of our existence. As Camus famously stated, the only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. In this rebellion, we find not only freedom but also a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. Camus' perspective on solitude is unique in that it frames aloneness as an act of defiance against an absurd world. In solitude, we are not merely alone. We are actively engaging with the deepest truths of our existence. We are questioning, challenging, and redefining our understanding of life and our place in it. This form of solitude is not about escaping from the world, but about engaging with it more authentically. It is a space where we can strip away the pretenses and distractions of society and face the raw truth of our existence. In this space, we can find clarity, strength, and a sense of authentic existence that is grounded in our own experiences and choices. Albert Camus' philosophy offers a compelling perspective on the path of the loner. It invites us to see solitude not as a retreat from the world, but as a space for profound engagement with the most fundamental aspects of our existence. It challenges us to find strength and purpose in the face of life's inherent absurdity, and to embrace our solitary journey as a form of rebellion and freedom. As we continue to explore the perspectives of great thinkers on solitude, Camus' insights remind us that the path of the loner is not just a journey inward, but also a journey outward into the world. It is a path of questioning, confronting, and ultimately rebelling against the absurdities of existence, finding in this rebellion a source of strength, freedom, and authentic living. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. After exploring the existential perspectives of Albert Camus, we now turn our focus to the ancient wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. His meditations on life, solitude, and the human spirit offer timeless lessons on finding inner peace and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, one of the last great emperors of Rome, is best known for his contributions to Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, a school of Hellenistic philosophy, emphasizes the development of self-control and fortitude as a means to overcome destructive emotions. For Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism was not just an intellectual exercise, but a practical guide for living a meaningful life, especially amidst the immense responsibilities and challenges of ruling an empire. In his personal writings, later compiled as Meditations, Aurelius frequently reflects on themes of nature, the rational order of the universe, and the importance of aligning oneself with these natural laws. His philosophy is grounded in the belief that peace and happiness come not from external circumstances, but from one's inner life and attitude. He believed in the power of the human mind to maintain tranquility and clarity despite external chaos. He advocated for a life lived in accordance with nature and reason, where one's actions are guided by virtue and wisdom. For Aurelius, the greatest challenges and disturbances come not from the outside world, but from within, from our own reactions, judgments, and emotions. One of the key practices in Stoicism, and particularly in Aurelius's teachings, is the exercise of reflection and introspection. He saw solitude as an essential element for this practice, a time to retreat into one's own mind and examine one's thoughts, beliefs, and actions. In his own words, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. For him, solitude was not about physical isolation, but about creating a space within oneself for calm and introspective thought. In this space, one can step back from the distractions and demands of the external world and engage in a dialogue with oneself. This process of reflection is crucial for understanding our reactions to life's events and for aligning our actions with our values and principles. In his Meditations, Aurelius often discusses the idea of observing one's thoughts and emotions as if from a distance, without being swept away by them. This practice of detached awareness allows for a deeper understanding of the self and fosters a sense of inner harmony and resilience. By regularly engaging in this solitary reflection, we can cultivate a mental state that remains stable and serene, regardless of external circumstances. Stoicism teaches that true freedom and peace come from within, from the mastery over one's own thoughts and emotions. Marcus Aurelius's reflections show that solitude can be a powerful ally in this pursuit. It provides the opportunity to disconnect from the noise of the external world and to reconnect with our deeper selves. In solitude, we can practice the Stoic principles of acceptance, understanding that we cannot control external events, only our reactions to them. We can also cultivate gratitude and mindfulness, focusing on the present moment and appreciating the simple joys of life. These practices help in building a resilient and contented spirit, grounded in the wisdom of self-awareness and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius's Stoic philosophy offers a profound perspective on the role of solitude in achieving inner peace and resilience. His teachings remind us that solitude is not an escape from the world, but a return to the self, a space where we can cultivate wisdom, virtue, and emotional strength. As we continue on our journey exploring the path of the loner, the insights of Aurelius serve as a guiding light, showing us how solitude can be used not just for reflection but for the maintenance and enhancement of our inner harmony. In our moments alone, we have the opportunity to engage with some of the deepest and most transformative aspects of our being, forging a sense of peace and stability that can withstand the tumults of the external world. Loneliness is the poverty of self, solitude is richness of self. Building on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, we now turn to the 20th century existential psychologist Rollo May, whose perspectives on solitude, anxiety, and personal growth offer a modern take on the timeless journey of self-discovery. Often regarded as the father of existential psychology in America, brought a unique blend of existential philosophy and psychoanalytic theory to the study of human behavior. May's work focuses on the human experience, emphasizing the role of individual choice, responsibility, and the search for meaning in life. One of his central themes is the exploration of anxiety, not as a symptom to be eradicated, but as a fundamental aspect of the human condition that can lead to personal growth and self-awareness. In his approach, May differentiates between two types of loneliness: existential loneliness, an inevitable part of the human condition, and neurotic loneliness, a result of avoiding the existential loneliness. He posits that embracing solitude, and thus confronting existential loneliness, is essential for genuine self-discovery and psychological health. He viewed anxiety as an inescapable part of being human. Rather than something to be avoided or suppressed, May believed anxiety could be a powerful catalyst for self-examination and personal growth. He argued that facing our anxieties in moments of solitude allows us to confront our deepest fears and uncertainties, leading to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. According to May, it is only by acknowledging and wrestling with our anxieties that we can truly come to terms with them. This process of confrontation requires courage. The courage to be alone with oneself and one's thoughts, to face the existential realities of life, including our own finitude, freedom, and isolation. For May, solitude is far more than physical aloneness. It is a psychological space where one can engage in honest self-reflection. In his view, solitude provides the necessary quietude and distance from everyday distractions for profound introspective work. It is in these moments of stillness that we can confront our anxieties and fears, not as abstract concepts, but as lived experiences that shape our existence. This confrontation is not a passive act. It involves actively engaging with our anxieties, questioning their origins, and understanding their impact on our lives. May believed that through this process, individuals could achieve a greater sense of authenticity and personal freedom. In his words, loneliness is the poverty of self, solitude is richness of self. Rollo May's existential psychology underscores the necessity of solitude for personal development. He saw solitude as an opportunity to delve into the deeper aspects of the self, our values, beliefs, and existential concerns. This process is essential for developing a sense of identity that is not merely a reflection of societal expectations, but an authentic expression of our innermost selves. In solitude, we can also cultivate resilience and a greater capacity for coping with life's challenges. By facing our anxieties and fears alone, we learn to trust in our own strength and wisdom. This self-reliance is crucial for navigating the complexities of life with confidence and purpose. His insights into the nature of anxiety and the role of solitude in confronting it offer a valuable perspective on the path of the loner. He invites us to see solitude not as a state to be feared or avoided, but as a vital space for personal growth and self-realization. In the quiet moments alone with ourselves, we can confront the truths of our existence, find clarity amidst the chaos, and emerge with a stronger, more authentic sense of self. As we continue our exploration of the wisdom of solitude, Rollo May's teachings remind us that the journey inward is not just a path of introspection, but also a path of courage. The courage to face our deepest fears, to embrace our anxieties, and to discover the richness that lies within the solitude of our own being. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. From the existential introspection of Rollo May, we now shift to the transcendent views of Ralph Waldo Emerson, a 19th-century American philosopher, essayist, and poet whose works on individualism and self-reliance have profoundly influenced the fabric of American thought and self-perception. Often considered the father of American transcendentalism, championed the ideals of individuality and personal integrity. His essays, most notably Self-Reliance, articulate a philosophy that prioritizes the inner voice and personal conviction over societal norms and external approval. Emerson's message is clear. The individual is the central unit of society, and true growth and happiness stem from self-reliance and authenticity. Central to his philosophy is the concept of self-reliance, which he defines as the reliance on one's own powers and resources rather than those of others. This self-reliance is not merely a matter of survival or independence, but a moral imperative. Emerson views it as essential for the cultivation of a robust individual character and a vibrant, diverse society. For Emerson, nonconformity is the natural corollary to self-reliance. He argues against blind adherence to societal norms and popular opinion, advocating instead for a life guided by personal conscience and intuition. Emerson's famous quote, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment," encapsulates this idea. It's a call to resist the pressures to conform and a reminder of the immense value of personal authenticity. In his view, solitude is a vital ingredient for developing self-reliance. Away from the crowd and societal pressures, one finds the space to listen to their inner voice and discover their true desires and beliefs. Solitude, for Emerson, is not about isolation or withdrawal from society. Instead, it's about creating a necessary distance to cultivate self-awareness and independent thought. He encourages us to embrace solitude as a time of reflection and personal growth. In these moments alone, we can ponder our experiences, evaluate our beliefs, and forge our path. This process requires courage and honesty, as it often means challenging the status quo and facing the uncertainties that come with forging one's own path. For Emerson, the journey into solitude is also a journey towards authenticity. It is in the quiet moments of introspection that we can shed societal expectations and uncover our true selves. This authenticity is not a fixed state but a continuous process of self-discovery and expression. His philosophy suggests that authentic living is not just about self-satisfaction, but also about contributing to society in a meaningful way. By being true to ourselves, we bring a unique perspective and energy to the world, enriching it through our individuality. This contribution, Emerson argues, is the highest form of social engagement, one that respects the diversity and autonomy of each individual. His philosophy encourages us to view solitude not as a retreat from the world, but as a crucial space for cultivating independence, authenticity, and a deep sense of self. As we continue our exploration of solitude and its impact on the human spirit, Emerson's words remind us of the transformative power of solitude in fostering self-reliance and independent thought. His legacy inspires us to embrace our individuality, to listen to our inner voice, and to have the courage to be true to ourselves, even in the face of societal pressures. Concluding our exploration into the profound realms of solitude, As illuminated by some of history's most significant thinkers, we find ourselves enriched with a diverse tapestry of insights and wisdom. Each philosopher and psychologist we've encountered on this journey presents a unique perspective on solitude, offering invaluable lessons for our own solitary paths. From Carl Jung, we learned the importance of introspection and facing our inner shadows. His teachings encourage us to explore the depths of our unconscious, revealing the hidden aspects of ourselves and integrating them for a more complete understanding of who we are. Friedrich Nietzsche taught us about the strength found in solitude and the power of embracing our individuality against the pressures of societal norms. His philosophy challenges us to confront loneliness and find our unique voice in the quiet spaces of our being. Albert Camus introduced us to the concept of the absurd hero, finding strength and freedom in the acceptance of life's inherent meaninglessness. His perspective teaches us that in the embrace of solitude, we confront the absurd, and in doing so, find our personal rebellion and authenticity. Marcus Aurelius, with his Stoic wisdom, showed us how solitude can be a space for reflection and maintaining inner harmony. His teachings remind us of the tranquility and resilience that come from aligning our thoughts and actions with our deepest values. Rollo May's existential psychology highlighted the necessity of solitude in confronting and overcoming personal anxieties. He taught us that in solitude we confront our fears and, in this confrontation, discover the richness of our inner selves. Finally, Ralph Waldo Emerson's emphasis on self-reliance and non-conformity illustrated the power of solitude in fostering independent thought and authenticity. His philosophy encourages us to find our unique path and voice, even when it means standing alone. As we conclude this journey, it is my hope that these insights inspire you to find value in your solitary moments. Solitude, as we have seen, is not just a state of being alone. It is a profound opportunity for growth, reflection, and self-discovery. It is a space where we can confront our deepest fears, desires, and truths, emerging stronger and more authentic. I encourage you to embrace the moments of solitude in your life. Use them as opportunities to reflect on the teachings of these great minds. Let their wisdom guide you in your own exploration of the self. Remember that solitude is not a journey away from the world, but a deeper journey into yourself, where you can find clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. In our fast-paced, interconnected world, the value of solitude is often overlooked. Yet, as we have learned from these thinkers, it is in the quiet moments alone that we can hear the most profound truths of our existence. Solitude is a gift, a space where the noise of the world fades away, and we are left with the essence of who we are. So, as we part ways on this journey, I leave you with this invitation. Find solitude, embrace it, and allow it to reveal the depths of your being. In these moments of quiet introspection, you may discover aspects of yourself that you never knew existed. You may find strength, wisdom, and a sense of peace that resonates not just in your solitary moments, but in every aspect of your life. Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of seeking approval, where every decision, every action is like a performance on the stage of public opinion? What if I told you that the key to your deepest fulfillment lies not in the applause of the crowd, but in the courage to face the music, even if it means being disliked? Welcome to a journey where we unlock the power of personal courage and redefine the way we see ourselves and the world around us. In our lives, there's a silent but constant battle, a tug-of-war between our true selves and the selves we present to the world. It's a struggle as old as humanity itself, yet in our modern, hyper-connected world, this battle has intensified. We are bombarded daily with images and messages telling us how to look, think, and act. Social media, with its endless streams of curated perfection, has amplified this, creating an echo chamber where the fear of disapproval can become our guiding force. I remember a time in my life when I was utterly consumed by this fear. It was during my college years, a period that should have been marked by exploration and self-discovery. Instead, I found myself constantly adjusting my sails to the changing winds of others' opinions. I chose courses that were popular, engaged in trends that didn't interest me, and spent countless hours crafting an image that I thought would make me likable. It was exhausting, and ironically, I never felt more disconnected from my true self. This personal battle is not unique to me. It's a narrative shared by many. Why do we care so much about what others think? The answer lies deep within our evolutionary psychology. Humans are social beings, hardwired to seek connection and acceptance. This drive for social acceptance was crucial for our survival in the past. Being part of a group meant access to resources and protection. As a result, our brains developed to be acutely sensitive to social approval and disapproval. But in our modern society, this instinct can often lead us astray, making us prioritize others' opinions over our own well-being and authenticity. This video is not just another self-help guide. It's a deep dive into the philosophy of self-empowerment and individualism. It's about understanding the roots of our fear of disapproval and learning to detach from it. Our journey today will lead us through the alleys of psychological theories and the profound insights of renowned philosophers. We will explore practical steps to build a resilient mindset, one that values personal growth over societal validation. The objective of this video is to offer you a new perspective, a lens through which you can view yourself and the world differently. It's about finding the courage to be disliked, to embrace the freedom that comes from not being bound by others' opinions. This courage doesn't mean becoming indifferent to others. Instead, it's about finding a balance where we can listen to and respect others without letting their views dictate our self-worth and life choices. In our exploration, we'll uncover the philosophy of individualism. We will delve into the works of thinkers like Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Albert Camus, who challenged the status quo and celebrated the power of the individual spirit. Their words and ideas provide a compass for navigating a world where conforming is often easier than standing out. We'll also talk about practical, actionable steps, from cultivating self-awareness to setting personal goals that resonate with our authentic selves. We will discuss strategies to build confidence and resilience. It's about creating a life where our choices are driven by internal values rather than external pressures. Throughout this journey, I'll share more personal stories and insights from my own life, highlighting moments where breaking free from the need for approval led to profound personal growth and fulfillment. I'll also share stories of others who have walked this path, who have dared to stand alone, and in doing so, found a deeper connection with themselves and the world. Remember, the journey to self-empowerment is not a destination but a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. It's about learning to dance to the rhythm of your own drum, even when the world is playing a different tune. So let's begin this journey together, a journey towards the courage to be disliked, towards a life of authenticity and freedom. The human craving for acceptance is not just a social quirk, it's a deep-seated part of our psychological makeup. To understand this, we turn to the fields of evolutionary psychology and neuroscience. Our ancestors, living in small groups and tribes, relied heavily on social cohesion for survival. Those who were accepted within these groups had better access to resources, protection, and mating opportunities. Consequently, our brains evolved to be acutely sensitive to social cues, ensuring we remained in the good graces of our peers. This evolutionary background lays the groundwork for our modern-day need for acceptance. Psychological theories, such as Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, further illuminate this concept. Maslow placed belongingness and love needs, which include the need for interpersonal relationships and being part of a group, just above basic physiological and safety needs. This placement underscores the fundamental nature of our need to belong. Further adding to our understanding is the concept of social identity theory, which suggests that a significant part of our self-concept is derived from the groups to which we belong. Whether it's our family, social circle, professional community, or even a sports team, our identities are inextricably linked with these groups. This interdependence means that rejection or disapproval from these groups can feel like an existential threat to our sense of self. This deeply ingrained need for acceptance and fear of rejection is not inherently negative. It has fostered community, collaboration, and mutual support throughout human history. However, when this need becomes overpowering, it can lead to a host of psychological issues, including anxiety, depression, and a diminished sense of self-worth. In the digital age, the dynamics of social acceptance and rejection have been magnified and complicated by social media. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok have transformed the landscape of social interaction, creating virtual spaces where the quest for likes, shares, and followers often becomes a proxy for social approval. Social media's impact on our desire for acceptance can be understood through two primary lenses: comparison and instant feedback. On these platforms, we are constantly bombarded with curated, often idealized representations of others' lives. This endless stream of images and narratives can lead to detrimental social comparison, where we measure our own lives against these often unrealistic standards. This phenomenon is not just conjecture. Numerous studies have linked heavy social media use with increased feelings of inadequacy, envy, and lower self-esteem. Moreover, social media provides instant and quantifiable feedback on our social standing in the form of likes, comments, and shares. This feature plays directly into our evolutionary wiring for social cues. Each like or comment acts as a micro-validation, a digital nod of approval, feeding into our need for acceptance. Conversely, the lack of such engagement can be perceived as a form of rejection, triggering feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. But it's not just the quantity of feedback that matters, it's also the nature of it. Social media interactions lack the depth and nuance of face-to-face communication. This absence of depth can lead to misunderstandings and a skewed perception of social dynamics. Furthermore, the anonymity and distance provided by these platforms can sometimes lead to harsher, more judgmental interactions than would occur in person, amplifying the fear of rejection. It's crucial to recognize that while social media can exacerbate our desire for acceptance and fear of rejection, it is also a tool that, when used mindfully, can foster connection and community. The key lies in our approach and the awareness we bring to our use of these platforms. Having understood the psychological underpinnings of our desire for acceptance and the complex role social media plays in this dynamic, we are now better equipped to explore the philosophical foundations of individualism. This exploration will provide us with insights and tools to navigate the delicate balance between our innate need for social connection and our pursuit of authentic self-expression. Individualism, at its core, is a philosophy that places the individual at the center of its universe. It emphasizes the moral worth of the individual, the importance of personal autonomy, and the value of self-reliance and independence. This philosophy encourages individuals to pursue their own values and goals, and to express themselves freely, without undue influence from society, institutions, or external pressures. The origins of individualism can be traced back through centuries of philosophical thought, but it particularly flourished during the Enlightenment. a period marked by a seismic shift in thinking about the individual's role in society. Philosophers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau discussed ideas of personal freedom and the rights of the individual, laying the groundwork for modern individualism. However, it was in the works of later philosophers like Søren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche where individualism found some of its most profound expressions. Kierkegaard, often considered the father of existentialism, emphasized the importance of individual choice and responsibility. He believed that true understanding and authenticity come from an individual's personal journey, a concept he beautifully encapsulated in his assertion that the crowd is untruth. Nietzsche took this a step further, challenging the very foundations of societal norms and morality. He advocated for the creation of one's own values, famously declaring the death of God, a metaphor for the collapse of absolute moral values. Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, or overman, is a call for individuals to rise above traditional societal norms and create a life that is truly their own. The benefits of embracing individualism are manifold. Firstly, it leads to greater personal freedom. By recognizing and asserting our own values and beliefs, we free ourselves from the shackles of conformity and societal expectations. This freedom allows us to explore and express our true selves, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Moreover, individualism fosters creativity and innovation. When we are not bound by the norms and conventions of society, we are free to think and act differently. This environment is fertile ground for new ideas, artistic expression, and breakthroughs in various fields. History is replete with examples of individuals who, by following their unique vision, have brought about significant advancements and changes in society. Another significant benefit is the development of personal responsibility. Individualism teaches us that we are the architects of our own lives. This realization empowers us to take control of our destiny, make conscious choices, and bear the consequences of our actions. It instills a sense of accountability and self-reliance, which are crucial for personal growth and self-improvement. Individualism also promotes emotional and psychological well-being. When we live according to our own standards and values, we are more likely to experience a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. This alignment between our actions and our inner selves can lead to greater mental health, reducing feelings of anxiety and depression often associated with living inauthentically. However, it's important to note that individualism is not about self-centeredness or egotism. It's not about disregarding the needs and rights of others. Rather, it's about finding a balance between our own needs and the well-being of the community. It's about understanding that our true power lies not in diminishing others, but in empowering ourselves. Having explored the philosophy of individualism and its myriad benefits, we now turn to practical steps we can take to overcome the fear of being disliked. This next section will provide actionable advice and strategies to help us embrace our individuality and cultivate a mindset of courage and authenticity. Now we will explore 3 key areas. Deep self-reflection to understand our motivations for seeking approval. The importance of setting personal goals aligned with our true selves. And practical ways to build and nurture self-confidence. These steps are not just about reducing our dependency on external validation, but are fundamental in forging a path towards authentic self-expression and personal fulfillment. 1. Self-reflection. Embarking on a journey of self-reflection is essential for understanding and eventually overcoming the fear of being disliked. This process involves delving deep into our psyche to uncover the reasons behind our constant search for external validation. Reflect on your past experiences, especially those from childhood or early adulthood. These formative years often hold the key to understanding our current behavior. Did you feel a strong need to please your parents or teachers? Were there instances where you felt rejected or unaccepted? Understanding these experiences can provide insights into why you seek approval today. Maintain a journal to document your thoughts, feelings, and reactions to daily events. This practice can reveal patterns in your approval-seeking behavior. For instance, you might notice that you're more likely to seek validation in situations where you feel less confident. Journaling also provides a safe space for exploring your emotions and thoughts, allowing for a better understanding of your inner self. Engage in mindfulness practices to enhance your self-awareness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice can help you recognize when you're seeking approval and understand the emotions driving this behavior. Two, setting personal goals. Setting personal goals that reflect your true aspirations and values is a powerful way to cultivate independence and reduce the influence of others' opinions on your life choices. Start by identifying your core values. What principles do you hold dear? What aspects of life do you find most meaningful? Your values might include creativity, integrity, compassion, or learning. Aligning your goals with these values ensures that your pursuits are genuinely fulfilling and representative of who you are. Develop SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. This approach ensures that your goals are clear and attainable. For example, if one of your values is health, a SMART goal could be, I will exercise for 30 minutes every day for the next 3 months. This goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to your value of health, and time-bound. Create a vision board or engage in visualization exercises to keep your goals and values in sight. A vision board can be a physical or digital collage of images and words that represent your goals and aspirations. Visualization involves mentally picturing yourself achieving your goals. These practices can help keep you motivated and focused. 3. Building self-confidence. Developing a strong sense of self-confidence is crucial for overcoming the fear of being disliked. Confidence comes from a belief in one's abilities and worth, and it can be nurtured through various practices. Positive self-talk and affirmations. Be mindful of your internal dialogue. Transform negative or self-doubting thoughts into positive affirmations. For instance, replace thoughts like "I'm not good enough" with "I'm worthy and capable." Regularly practicing positive self-talk can significantly improve your self-esteem and confidence. Skill development and lifelong learning. Pursue new skills or hobbies that interest you. Learning and improving your abilities in different areas can boost your sense of competence and self-confidence, whether it's a new language, a musical instrument, or a professional skill. Developing mastery in these areas can be incredibly empowering. Physical health and wellness. Pay attention to your physical health. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can greatly influence your mental state and self-confidence. Physical activity in particular is known to release endorphins, which can improve mood and reduce anxiety. Social support and positive relationships. Surround yourself with supportive and positive people. Relationships that are encouraging and affirming can significantly boost your confidence. Seek out friends, family members, or mentors who believe in you and your abilities. Celebrating achievements and embracing failures. Acknowledge and celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small. At the same time, learn to embrace failures as opportunities for growth. Understanding that failure is a part of learning and development can help build resilience and a healthier approach to challenges. Overcoming the fear of being disliked is a multifaceted journey that begins with deep self-reflection, progresses through setting personal goals aligned with our true values, and is strengthened by building a resilient sense of self-confidence. Through mindful introspection, we uncover the roots of our approval-seeking behaviors. By setting goals that resonate with our core values, we chart a course towards genuine self-expression. And finally, by nurturing our self-confidence through positive self-talk, skill development, and embracing both our successes and failures, we cultivate the inner strength needed to stand firm in our individuality. This journey is not about becoming impervious to others' opinions, but about finding a balance where we can live authentically and freely in alignment with who we truly are. Philosophy, in its rich and varied history, has always provided profound insights into the human condition. Central to many philosophical discourses is the concept of individual thought and self-reliance. This idea urges us to look within for answers, to find our own paths, and to trust in our personal journey. Among the myriad of thinkers, Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Albert Camus offer particularly poignant insights into these themes. Their thoughts and philosophies provide a powerful lens through which we can view our quest to overcome the fear of being disliked. Nietzsche's famous statement, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how," is not just a reflection on endurance, but a profound commentary on the human search for meaning. In Nietzsche's existential philosophy, this search for a personal why is central to our existence. It's about finding that intrinsic motivation, the deep-seated purpose that gives our lives direction and resilience. To fully appreciate this, we need to understand Nietzsche's view of life as inherently devoid of predetermined meaning. Far from a nihilistic perspective, Nietzsche saw this as an opportunity for individual empowerment. By creating our purpose, we anchor ourselves in a meaningful existence that is immune to life's unpredictabilities and external opinions. Applying Nietzsche's philosophy to our fear of being disliked, we are encouraged to find our own reasons for living that are independent of societal approval. This could be a personal passion, a life goal, or a set of values we hold dear. Grounded in our purpose, we become less susceptible to the whims of public opinion and more resilient in the face of criticism. Nietzsche's call to find our why also implies a journey of self-discovery. It is a process of exploring our passions, our strengths, and our values. This journey is not without its challenges, as it requires us to question societal norms and often take the road less traveled. However, the reward is a life lived with authenticity and inner fulfillment. Jean-Paul Sartre's quote, "Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you," encapsulates the existentialist belief in the primacy of personal choice. Sartre's philosophy is rooted in the idea that our essence, who we are as individuals, is defined by our actions and choices, not by our circumstances or external influences. This perspective is incredibly empowering, especially when confronting the fear of being disliked. Sartre's philosophy teaches us that we are not defined by others' perceptions or judgments. Instead, we have the freedom to choose how we respond to these external factors. This freedom is both a privilege and a responsibility, as it places the onus of our self-definition squarely on our shoulders. Embracing Sartre's view means acknowledging that even in situations where we face criticism or disapproval, we have the power to choose our path. We can choose to conform to others' expectations, or we can choose authenticity and self-acceptance. This choice, according to Sartre, is the essence of freedom. It's a realization that our identity and self-worth are not contingent on external validation, but are the result of our conscious choices and actions. Implementing Sartre's philosophy in our lives requires courage and introspection. It means being honest with ourselves about our values and beliefs, and being willing to stand by them, even in the face of opposition. It also involves a continuous process of self-evaluation and growth as we navigate the complexities of our social world. Albert Camus, known for his contributions to existentialism and absurdism, presents a unique perspective on authenticity and freedom. His statement, "The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion," challenges us to consider the act of living authentically as a form of resistance. For Camus, the world is often a place of irrationality and injustice, where genuine freedom can seem like an unattainable ideal. However, Camus suggests that we can counter this unfreedom through an internal rebellion, by living in a way that is true to our own values and beliefs, even if it contradicts societal norms. Applying Camus' philosophy to our lives encourages us to view our pursuit of authenticity not just as a personal choice, but as a bold statement of independence. By choosing to be true to ourselves, especially in the face of potential disapproval or misunderstanding, we engage in a form of philosophical rebellion. Our authenticity becomes an expression of freedom, a declaration of our individuality, and a stand against conformist pressures. Embracing Camus' view of authenticity involves a deep understanding of our own values and a commitment to living in alignment with them. It requires us to be introspective, to continually question and affirm our beliefs, and to have the courage to express our true selves. This path may not always be easy, as it often involves going against the grain, but it is a path that leads to a life of integrity and freedom. The insights of Nietzsche, Sartre, and Camus provide us with invaluable guidance as we confront the fear of being disliked. Their philosophies teach us about the power of defining our own purpose, embracing the freedom of choice in our responses, and seeing our authentic self-expression as an act of rebellion against conformity. As we ponder their teachings, we realize the immense power that resides within us, the power to shape our own lives, independent of external validation or disapproval. As we reach the conclusion of our journey through the philosophical and practical realms of overcoming the fear of being disliked, let us take a moment to reflect on the key insights we've explored. We began by delving into the psychological underpinnings of our desire for acceptance, understanding how evolutionary factors and the influence of social media play a significant role in shaping our need for external validation. We then ventured into the philosophy of individualism, drawing wisdom from the profound thoughts of Nietzsche, Sartre, and Camus, who taught us about the power of personal purpose, the freedom in our choices, and the rebellion in authenticity. Our exploration then led us to practical strategies for self-reflection, goal setting, and building self-confidence, empowering us to cultivate a mindset of courage and self-reliance. This journey has been about more than just understanding concepts. It's been a call to action. Now it's your turn to apply these principles in your life. Start by engaging in honest self-reflection, understanding your motivations, and recognizing your patterns of seeking approval. Set personal goals aligned with your true values, and embark on the fulfilling path of living authentically. Cultivate resilience and self-confidence through positive self-talk and skill development. Remember, the journey towards overcoming the fear of being disliked is not a one-time effort, but a continuous process of growth, learning, and self-discovery. I encourage you to embrace the freedom that comes from being true to yourself, even in the face of potential disapproval. Let the insights of the great philosophers inspire you to find your unique path, and let the practical strategies we discussed be your guide as you navigate the complexities of social expectations. Your journey towards a more authentic, confident, and fulfilling life starts today. Embrace it with courage and openness, and remember, you are not alone in this journey. Together, we can foster a community that values individuality, encourages authenticity, and celebrates the diverse paths we all walk. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If you found value in this video, please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your engagement not only supports this channel, but also helps build a community of like-minded individuals seeking personal growth. Don't forget to subscribe for more content that aims to empower and inspire. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep being unapologetically you. Imagine waking up each morning with a burning passion, a clear purpose that propels you out of bed, invigorating every part of your day. Now contrast this with those days when you feel aimless, stuck in a rut of laziness, where even the simplest tasks seem monumental. What makes the difference? Today we're diving into an ancient Japanese philosophy that holds the secret to transforming your life from the latter to the former. Welcome to the world of Ikigai, a path to finding your unique purpose and overcoming the chains of laziness. In our fast-paced modern world, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of laziness. We've all been there, those days when motivation seems like a distant memory and our goals feel out of reach. But what if I told you that this pervasive sense of lethargy could be more than just a lack of willpower? What if it's a symptom of a deeper issue, a life devoid of true purpose and direction? My journey with laziness has been a personal battle. I remember days when I felt like I was walking through a fog of apathy, where even my passions seemed dull and uninteresting. It was a cycle of procrastination and guilt, and it seemed impossible to break free. But then, I encountered a concept that changed my perspective, Ikigai. This Japanese philosophy, which translates to a reason for being, is a convergence of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. It's about finding the sweet spot where your passions and talents meet the needs of the world. This video is not just about combating laziness in the traditional sense, it's about a deeper transformation. We're going to explore how finding your Ikigai can reignite your zest for life, providing you with a clear direction and a renewed sense of purpose. It's about shifting the focus from what you should be doing to what you truly want to be doing. We'll start by delving into what laziness really is. Is it a lack of discipline? Or is it possibly a signpost, pointing to a life that's out of alignment with your true desires and potential? We'll explore the psychological underpinnings of laziness, looking at why our brains sometimes prefer inaction to pursuing our goals. From there, we'll journey into the heart of Ikigai. I'll share the origins of this life-affirming philosophy and break down its 4 key components. This isn't just a theoretical discussion. I'll guide you through practical exercises to help you identify your own Ikigai. We'll explore how to weave these insights into your everyday life, turning them from abstract concepts into a living, breathing part of your daily existence. But finding your purpose is just the beginning. The real magic happens when you start to apply it to overcome laziness. We'll discuss how having a clear purpose based on your Ikigai can fuel your motivation and energy levels. You'll learn how to set goals that resonate with your Ikigai, and I'll share strategies for incorporating daily habits that align with your newfound purpose. Of course, no journey is without its challenges. We'll tackle the common obstacles you might face while pursuing your purpose and provide practical solutions to overcome them. This includes balancing your professional, personal, and social life, and adapting your ikigai as you grow and evolve. The final part of our journey will focus on living with this philosophy. It's about making a long-term commitment to a life that's in harmony with your purpose. We'll talk about how to make life decisions, big and small, in line with your ikigai, and the importance of continually reassessing and adapting your path. In essence, this video is an invitation to explore a deeper dimension of yourself, to reconnect with your passions, and to align your life with a purpose that energizes and fulfills you. It's about breaking free from the shackles of laziness, not through sheer willpower, but through the discovery of your unique meaning. Laziness is a term we often hear thrown around, but what does it truly mean? Commonly, laziness is perceived as an unwillingness to act or work, a kind of inertness that grips us. However, this surface-level understanding fails to recognize the complex web of factors beneath. To truly tackle laziness, we first need to differentiate it from its benign cousins, relaxation and fatigue. Relaxation is a conscious choice to rest and rejuvenate. It's an essential process that allows our minds and bodies to recover from the stresses of daily life. Fatigue, on the other hand, is a state of physical or mental exhaustion. It's a signal from our bodies or minds that we need to rest. Laziness, distinct from these two, is often a symptom rather than a choice or a signal. It's not about the need to rest, but rather about a reluctance to engage despite having the capacity to do so. From a psychological standpoint, laziness can be a complex interplay of various factors. One primary factor is a lack of motivation. When our goals don't seem compelling or rewarding, our drive to achieve them naturally wanes. This lack of motivation might stem from not having clear goals, not seeing the value in the goals we have, or simply feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of the tasks at hand. Another critical psychological factor is the fear of failure. Often, we avoid starting tasks because we're scared of not succeeding. This fear can be deeply rooted in our past experiences, self-esteem issues, or societal pressures. It creates a paralyzing effect where the possibility of negative outcomes overshadows our potential for success. Procrastination, closely linked to laziness, is another aspect worth exploring. It's a coping mechanism where we delay tasks to avoid discomfort or unpleasant emotions associated with those tasks. This can create a vicious cycle. The more we delay, the more daunting the task seems, and the less inclined we feel to tackle it. The impact of chronic laziness can be far-reaching. On a personal level, it can stunt our growth and development. When we consistently avoid challenges or shirk responsibilities, we miss out on opportunities to learn new skills, build resilience, and develop a sense of accomplishment. This stagnation can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and a lack of fulfillment in our personal lives. In relationships, chronic laziness can create tension and conflict. When one person habitually avoids responsibilities or puts minimal effort into the relationship, it can place an unfair burden on others. This imbalance can lead to resentment, a breakdown in communication, and ultimately strained relationships. Professionally, laziness can severely hinder career progress. In the workplace, a lack of initiative and effort can translate to poor performance reviews, missed promotions, or even job loss. In the broader scope, if a significant portion of a population succumbs to chronic laziness, it can impact societal progress and innovation. Understanding these facets of laziness is crucial in addressing it effectively. It's not about chastising ourselves for being lazy, but rather about understanding the underlying reasons and addressing them. By doing so, we can unlock a more productive, fulfilling, and purpose-driven life. Ikigai, a term that has no direct equivalent in English, originates from the Japanese island of Okinawa, often referred to as the island of longevity. This concept, deeply ingrained in Okinawan culture, intertwines with their lifestyle and is considered one of the reasons behind their remarkable longevity. This term combines two Japanese words, iki, meaning life, and gai, which roughly translates to worth or value. Together, it signifies the value of being alive, the joy and purpose one finds in life's pursuits. It's about discovering what makes life worth living for you as an individual. In Okinawan culture, this isn't just a pursuit for the young or the ambitious. It's a lifelong journey that continues well into old age, evolving and adapting with time. In the broader Japanese philosophy, Ikigai is viewed as a convergence of four primary elements, each representing essential questions that guide us towards finding our unique purpose. Let's delve into these four dimensions. What you love, your passion. This dimension urges you to explore your passions and interests. It's about asking yourself, what activities make me feel happy and fulfilled? These are activities that you're naturally drawn to, that you can immerse yourself in for hours without feeling the passage of time, the things that you would do even if you weren't getting paid. 2. What you are good at, your vocation. Here, the focus shifts to your skills and talents. What are the things you excel at? These could be skills you've developed over the years or innate talents you've always possessed. It's about recognizing your strengths and how they can be applied in various aspects of your life. 3. What the world needs, your mission. This dimension extends beyond the self and looks at your role in the larger context of the world. It involves considering how your passions and skills can meet the needs of others. What can you offer that will contribute positively to society or your community? It's about finding a sense of purpose in serving others and making a difference. 4. What you can be paid for, your profession. The final dimension addresses the practical aspect of life, making a living. It asks you to consider how you can monetize your passions and skills. However, it's important to note that Ikigai doesn't imply that you need to turn every passion into a career. Rather, it's about finding a balance where your work provides financial stability and personal fulfillment. The intersection of these four elements is where this term lies. It's that sweet spot where your passions align with your talents, meet the needs of the world, and can sustain you financially. Finding your Ikigai means you're not just existing but living a life filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. However, discovering your Ikigai is not an overnight process. It's a journey of self-exploration, trial and error, and introspection. It requires you to be honest with yourself, to explore different areas of your life, and to be open to the evolving nature of your purpose. As life changes, so too might your purpose, and that's perfectly normal. The key is to stay attuned to your inner self and the world around you, continually seeking alignment between what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. The journey to uncovering your purpose begins with an in-depth self-exploration. This process involves introspection and reflection across the four dimensions of Ikigai: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. 1. Exploring passions, what you love. Start by listing activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. These could be hobbies, interests, or anything that you find deeply satisfying. Ask yourself, when do I feel most alive? Or, what activities make me lose track of time? It could be anything from cooking, painting, or writing, to more abstract things like problem solving, helping others, or organizing. 2. Assessing skills, what you are good at. Next, focus on your talents and skills. Reflect on feedback you've received from others, moments when you felt a sense of achievement, or tasks you find relatively easy and enjoyable. These could range from specific skills like coding, teaching, or public speaking, to more general skills like empathy, critical thinking, or creativity. 3. Identifying needs, what the world needs. This dimension requires you to think beyond yourself and consider how your abilities and passions could meet the needs of others. Reflect on the issues or needs in your community or the world that resonate with you. Education, healthcare, or even more localized issues in your community. 4. Considering earning potential, what you can be paid for. Finally, think about how you can monetize your passions and skills. This doesn't mean turning every passion into a job, but rather finding a way to sustain yourself while doing what you love. Are there existing professions or niches where your passions and skills intersect? Could you create a new path or business idea based on these? Once you have a list for each dimension, the next step is to find overlaps, which is where your potential ikigai lies. Look for intersections between what you love and what you are good at. This is often where your passion and vocation intersect. Then, see how these can align with what the world needs and what you can be paid for. Creating a visual map or a Venn diagram can be incredibly helpful in this process. Place each of your listed items in the corresponding circles and look for overlaps. The center, where all 4 dimensions intersect, is your ikigai. However, remember that ikigai is not always found at the perfect center. Sometimes it might lean more towards 1 or 2 dimensions, and that's perfectly fine. To illustrate, let's look at some examples. Example 1. Imagine someone who loves painting, passion, has developed a skill in digital graphic design, vocation, sees a need for compelling visual communication in social campaigns, mission, and finds opportunities to work as a freelance graphic designer, profession. Their ikigai lies in the intersection of these elements, using their artistic skills and passion for meaningful visual storytelling to contribute to social causes while earning a livelihood. Example 2. Consider someone passionate about cooking, passion, particularly skilled in nutrition and healthy eating, vocation, recognizes a growing need for dietary education in their community, mission, and can earn by offering cooking classes or nutritional consultancy, profession. Their ikigai could be educating and helping others to eat healthily and deliciously. Remember, finding your purpose is a personal and often evolving journey. It might require you to step out of your comfort zone, learn new skills, or even rethink your career path. It's about trial and error, learning about yourself, and being open to where life takes you. Having explored how to find your ikigai, we will next discuss how this powerful concept can be used to overcome laziness, fuel motivation, and guide you in setting meaningful goals that align with your life's purpose. Building on the foundation of discovering your purpose, let's now explore how this profound concept can be a catalyst in overcoming laziness. The key to overcoming laziness lies in finding a purpose that resonates deeply with your inner self. This is where this philosophy shines. When you discover your ikigai, you uncover a source of motivation that is intrinsic and self-sustaining. Unlike external motivators such as money or recognition, intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's driven by an interest or enjoyment in the task itself, and it's far more powerful in inspiring action and perseverance. A clear purpose gives you a reason to get up in the morning, a direction that excites and fulfills you. It transforms "I have to" tasks into "I want to" activities. When you engage in tasks that align with your purpose, work doesn't feel like a chore. Instead, it becomes a meaningful pursuit. This shift in perspective is crucial in combating laziness, as it's not about pushing yourself to act against your will, but rather being pulled by a deeper, internal drive. Setting goals that align with your life meaning is essential for maintaining this intrinsic motivation. These goals act as stepping stones, guiding you along the path of your life meaning. Here are some tips for setting purpose-aligned goals. Reflect on your purpose. Revisit the 4 dimensions of your ikigai and use them as a compass for setting your goals. Ensure that your goals resonate with what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what can sustain you. Set specific and meaningful goals. Vague goals are less likely to inspire action. Make your goals specific, clear, and connected to the essence of your ikigai. Balance. Aspiration with realism. While it's important to aim high, ensure your goals are achievable. Unrealistic goals can lead to frustration and demotivation. Break larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks to maintain momentum. Incorporate short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals provide immediate motivation and a sense of achievement, while long-term goals keep you aligned with your overarching purpose. For example, if your ikigai is to teach, a short-term goal might be to complete a teaching certification, while a long-term goal could be to open your own educational institute. Regularly review and adapt your goals. As you grow and evolve, so might your ikigai. Regularly reflect on your goals and adjust them as needed to ensure they remain aligned with your life purpose. Moving forward in our journey, it is crucial to translate this concept into actionable steps in our daily lives. Implementing this concept is not just about identifying it, but living it, making it a part of every aspect of our existence. Cultivating passion and skills. Active engagement in passions. To live your ikigai, actively engage in activities that you are passionate about. If you love painting, set aside regular time to paint. If you are passionate about music, dedicate time to practice or explore music. Active engagement means making these activities a non-negotiable part of your routine, not something you do only when you find spare time. Skill enhancement. Alongside nurturing your passions, focus on enhancing the skills that are integral to your ikigai. This could involve formal education, online courses, workshops, or self-taught practices. For example, if your ikigai involves writing, you might take creative writing courses or attend writers' workshops. Experimentation and exploration. Be open to experimenting with new ways to explore your passion and skills. This could mean trying new techniques, collaborating with others, or branching out into related areas. Experimentation keeps your journey towards ikigai dynamic and exciting. Documenting progress. Keep a record of your progress. This could be a journal, a blog, or a digital portfolio. Documenting your journey not only serves as a motivational tool, but also helps you reflect on your growth and the evolution of your passions and skills. Balancing life's aspects. Work-life harmony. Balancing professional commitments with your ikigai is crucial. If your current job doesn't align with your ikigai, find ways to integrate aspects of your ikigai into your job. Personal life alignment. Ensure that your personal life and relationships support and enrich your pursuit of Ikigai. This could mean setting boundaries to protect time for your passions or involving your loved ones in your journey. Social contributions. Part of Ikigai involves making a positive impact on the world. Engage in community activities, volunteer work. This not only enriches your own life, but also contributes to the broader community. Balanced routine. Create a daily routine that accommodates work, personal life, and activities related to your Ikigai. A balanced routine ensures that you are dedicating sufficient time and energy to each aspect of your life. Overcoming challenges. Dealing with doubt and fear. Pursuing your purpose, especially if it involves significant changes in life, can be daunting. When faced with doubt or fear, remind yourself of the reasons behind choosing your Ikigai. Reflect on the joy and fulfillment it brings to keep yourself motivated. Time management. One of the biggest challenges in pursuing life meaning is finding the time to do so. Effective time management, such as prioritizing tasks, eliminating unnecessary activities, and possibly waking up earlier or reallocating leisure time, can help create space for your Ikigai activities. Financial considerations. If pursuing your Ikigai involves financial risk, like starting a new business or changing careers, plan carefully. This might include saving up a financial cushion, seeking part-time opportunities, or starting small while you transition. Seeking support. Don't hesitate to seek support. This could be from family, friends, mentors, or a community of like-minded individuals. Support networks provide encouragement, advice, and sometimes practical help. Resilience in the face of failure. Not every attempt to pursue your life purpose will be successful. It's important to develop resilience and view failures as learning opportunities. Reflect on what didn't work, adjust your approach, and try again. Overcoming the challenges on this path, such as dealing with doubt, managing time effectively, navigating financial implications, and building resilience against failures, is integral to living a life driven by Ikigai. Remember, the pursuit of your life goal is not a destination but a continuous journey of growth and self-discovery. By adopting these practical steps and maintaining a balanced approach, you can cultivate a life that resonates deeply with your inner values and passions, ultimately overcoming the inertia of laziness and living a life brimming with purpose and fulfillment. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key insights we've uncovered. We embarked on this journey by understanding the concept of laziness, not as a simple lack of effort, but as a complex phenomenon often rooted in a lack of purpose or direction. We unraveled the intricate Japanese concept of Ikigai, a beacon of inspiration that blends passion, vocation, mission, and profession into a harmonious life purpose. We delved into the practical aspects of discovering your purpose, guiding you through self-exploration exercises, helping you identify the convergence of what you love, what you excel at, what the world needs, and what can sustain you financially. We discussed how this profound understanding can counter the inertia of laziness by providing intrinsic motivation, a motivation that emanates from the very core of your being. Our journey then led us to integrate Ikigai into everyday life, emphasizing the need to actively cultivate your passions and skills, balance various aspects of life, and confront challenges with resilience. By embracing these principles, you can transform your daily routine into a reflection of your deepest desires and aspirations. As we conclude, I want to encourage each one of you to embark on this rewarding journey to discover and live your Ikigai. It's a path that promises not just an antidote to laziness, but a blueprint for a fulfilling and meaningful life. I urge you to take the first step, no matter how small, towards uncovering your unique purpose. Reflect on your passions, evaluate your skills, consider your contribution to the world, and find a way to sustainably weave these into your life. I invite you to share your thoughts, experiences, or your journey towards finding your life meaning in the comments below. Let this be a space for inspiration, where we can learn from and support each other. And if you found value in this video, please subscribe for more content that aims to enrich your life and awaken your true potential. Remember, the pursuit of life purpose is not just about reaching a destination. It's about savoring the journey, with all its ups and downs, its revelations and challenges. Your Ikigai is a living, evolving essence of who you are, constantly guiding you towards fulfillment, joy, and an unshakable sense of purpose. So take the leap, embrace the journey, and let your Ikigai illuminate the path to a life well lived.